Have you ever had a time in your life where everything fell into place almost effortlessly? Ideas, opportunities, solutions to problems. It was almost as if the universe was conspiring in your favor. Maybe you were holding your breath, not wanting it to end. Well, that's the magic of phase 5 in the Manifesting Success Roadmap, and we're diving into how to make this your everyday reality. Phase 5, Inspired Action and Results, Present Moment Manifestation Zone. You're listening to Ariana Rollins, and this is Mindful Manifesting. So, suggestions for new listeners. If you're just joining us, this episode wraps up the 5 phases of Manifesting Success Roadmap. And for the full journey, I do invite you to check out episode 180 for phase 1, 182 for phase 2, 183 for phase 3, and 180, 181, 182, 183. All 4 phases before this. It's really going to give you a really lovely overview, and you'll be able to check out and tune in which phase is your center of gravity. So today we're exploring the final phase where we all want to live, right? Where inspired action and results come together in what I like to call present moment manifestation zone. Now, one of the things is that with this phase, it's where you're recognizing alignment and flow. You're observing it, you're expressing gratitude, you're noticing it, and most importantly, you notice when you're out of alignment. Here, your actions become increasingly successful because they address the core problem, which is initiating taking action when you're not aligned, because you've got the intuition and the clarity. You know, nope, this isn't the right timing, right action. You're living it. So here's a reflection point. If you think back to phase 2, where you were bright, shiny object, chasing things, pounding the pavement, a lot of effort, a lot of trial and error, how does that feel different from where you are now? Have you ever been, even for a moment, operating from phase 5? It's like things were just easy. Life was easy. You made a decision about something you wanted to create, accomplish, manifest, and the next steps revealed themselves. That's what makes phase 5 so different. Your actions are inspired. They're not from pushing, forcing. That's phase 1, 2, and 3. They're intuitive. They're aligned. And let me explain what I mean by aligned. Aligned means that your head and your body, which is the doing part, they're harmonious. They're communicating back and forth. If you like to think of your body as the storehouse of your unconscious mind, so your head and body are moving together. And we could call this present moment manifestation zone. You've got that harmony. You're in the zone. Doesn't mean life is perfect, but it does mean you're trusting in life, trusting your process, and knowing that challenges are temporary. And you're able to stay in that present moment because this too will pass. You've mastered your mind truly, and understanding your thoughts, your emotions are shaping your outcomes. They are influencing your life in ways where things are easier or things are more challenging. I'll give an example. Have you ever been working on your computer and something happens? And like my mouse is doing weird things. It won't go over to the edge of my screen, my computer mouse. I'm on a Mac. And that I find myself like just trying to force it. And I did do a chat GPT. I said, this is what's going on. Guide me to how to fix it. And it's giving me one thing to try, not working. Second thing to try, not working. Third thing to try, not working. And I know that if I keep pushing, and sometimes I do yell at ChatGPT, I think we all do, I apologize after, that it's not going to go well because I've built up so much momentum on the issue and the problem, the best thing for me to do is to step away, ignore it, do something else, and then reapproach. And that's what phase 5 is really indicative of. You know when you're pushing and forcing, you know when you're out of alignment, and you pause, you readdress, and you reapproach. Right timing, right action. So that alignment is you just have this intuitive hit. No matter what I do, it's not going to work today. Or in this moment, let me pause, go take a nap, do something else. So inspired action versus forced effort. I know you have experienced this. Inspired action is coming from that intuitive awareness. Almost feels like you're being guided by this internal compass. Turn this way, turn that way, go straight ahead. Oh, get off the highway, and then you find out there was a big car crash. It's those things that we can often look back on and say, oh, that's why I did that. Makes sense. You're not forcing outcomes in your timing. You're trusting in life's flow. You're trusting that you will get the intuitive message, and that you're trusting that you're going to be hearing it, and that you'll pay attention, and you will allow your intuition to lead you. So, for example, you might be suddenly drawn to reach out to an old friend, and that reaching out to them opens a conversation up that they were thinking about you the other day, and there was someone they wanted you to meet. That person was looking for a coach, and they thought you'd be a great connection. You're like, wow, isn't that cool? You don't know why you need to call that friend. You don't know why you need to email that person, but you find yourself doing it. I mean, this is a very small one, but just this week, I had a really light work day. It was Tuesday. And I'm in Austin, and we have the most amazing thrift shops. I'd never been a thrift shop shopper before I moved to Austin. And I had this urge, I'm going to go to the coffee shop near the thrift shop. And then I'm going to go see what they've got. I haven't been there for months and months and months. Went there, and I found the most amazing, beautiful, like perfect for me Anne Klein shirt, pale blue stripes, and then white. And it fits me to a T. I think it was like $6 with my discount. And I walked out of the store. I was like, that was a good day. I randomly thought to go to the store, and I found these like beautiful, shirts. I bought 2 of them and a couple other things. So inspired action feels like you're being guided and you're listening. And it opens doors, gives you opportunities. I know 2 gorgeous shirts are not that important, but did it bring me joy? Yes. Was it something that the timing was perfect for? Yes. Versus, and I've been to this store many times and found nothing. I walked out. So you're following that inner compass. Here's one where I want to tell you about, this is a personal story, a forced effort, okay? It was not inspired action, my friends. And I've experienced firsthand while writing my book, Mindful Achiever. So Mindful Achiever took me over 5 years. Pretty consistent writing too. 5 years, because I kept going back to the drawing board. I kept rewriting things. And if you've ever written a book, you know that it's something that wants to write the book through you. And if you're not in that inspired action, you're writing from a different level of consciousness. And then you go back, I got to rewrite that. So it just felt like I just had to keep rewriting the book. In contrast to my current book, Taking Your Power Back, I have noticed that the book is really, truly writing itself. Chapters are unfolding, and life keeps giving me teachable moments where, oh, that's another chapter. Oh, that's good. And these teachable moments say, okay, Ariana, which way are you going to choose? You're going to give your power away, or you're going to take your power back? And because I'm at that choice moment, it's a beautiful, teachable moment. So I'm choosing. And it's giving me this profound sense of connection and alignment once again with, I like to use the term higher true self. It's that part of me that just has my back. It's that seat of an infinite intelligence, integrity. And it's as if the universe is handing me the exact lessons, setting up the storylines that I need exactly when I need them. Right timing, right action. That's inspired action. And that's really the power of phase 5. When you're aligned, life flows effortlessly. And you'll know it when you're in that zone. And if you're like me, you're like, oh, I never want to leave it. And you might try to figure out, once you get out of alignment, how to get back quickly, which I generally do. I don't like to live out of alignment for very long. I don't have the patience for it anymore. So by now in phase 5, you've cleared the mental blocks. You've created that harmony between your conscious mind and your body. And that's clearing the mental blocks comes from phase 3, and you've aligned your emotions in phase 4. So this mastery, it really is a level of mastery, means you're no longer reacting impulsively. You're observing your thoughts. You're choosing which ones to pay attention to, which ones to kind of let float by, and let go of what doesn't serve you. There's a real efficiency, I would say, in phase 5. Think of it as operating with divine efficiency. One action, like attending a networking event, might lead you to a collaboration with a fellow business owner, maybe a new client, or solving a tech problem that you haven't even addressed yet. But the person at the networking event talks about how Gmail is changing and they're no longer doing pop server. Please don't ask me to explain that. One of my business besties told me about it before Gmail stopped it. And so if you're not getting your emails being forwarded into your Gmail account from that account, it could be a reason why. So these things happen. It's almost like you get foreknowledge to avoid the challenges, and then you take action on it. It's like planting one seed, your desire, your intention, your goal, and harvesting multiple fruits. There's actually an exercise in the Highest Potential program where we do what's called a debugging process. We debug your objective. What was your level of accomplishment on a 1 to 10 scale? What did you learn? How did you grow? And if you didn't get a 10 in successfulness, what blocks are in the way and how to clear them? So the debugging process is super insightful because very often when you set an objective, at least in the Highest Potential program, in the way that I teach it, is you will get multiple benefits. And you'll think, oh, I'm just looking for new clients. And all of a sudden you found 10 or 20 different things as a result of you setting that objective that improved the quality of your business, your life, and you get the objective. It's so cool. All right. So these aren't random events. Like, for example, you go to the grocery store and you find yourself buying things you don't normally buy. Later the next day, you realize you've effortlessly planned a meal for a dinner party that you wanted to have on the weekend. Or a neighbor offers you a desk and the next day you discover your son needed one. Now, these aren't random. They're evidence of you listening to your intuition and responding in ways in right timing, right action. Versus you're at the grocery store like, I don't buy this. Why am I buying this? And you put it back. Or you think, oh, it's too much money. I'm not going to get it right now. Versus it's exactly what you need to buy to make a fantastic dinner. Instead of having to go to the store the very day of the dinner. So you've got this efficiency flowing. So a reflection question. Where have you experienced this kind of synchronicity in your own life? How did it feel to trust that inner nudge? And how did it feel when you didn't? Ooh, I kind of get so frustrated with myself, Ariana. You know better. Listen to that inner nudge. Yeah. And when we don't, oh well, listen next time. Okay. Let's talk about managing the in-between state. You have a desire or an intention, an objective. And one of the ways that you can tap into this grace of bringing it to you harmoniously is to feel future gratitude. Weird word, right? But you're tapping into how you will feel when you manifest it, when you accomplish it. You feel that in your heart. You see and know it's coming. It's just a matter of time. And that gratitude can start to shift things in the material world, where if you didn't tap into that future gratitude, things could take longer. Now, managing that in-between state when you're in phase 5 is really easy for you. It's like you're living in two worlds. The world of physical reality right now, where you don't have your desire, and the world of your desire is coming. And you've got that complete knowing. You're clear. You're clear on your intention. You hold the vision. And you clear the resistance, the blocks that could get in the way of taking action. And that's phase 3, if you want to listen to that one again. And you trust yourself to return to flow, even when things don't go as planned. You allow you allow life to be imperfect, and you recognize that even imperfect action, you're making progress. Life is conspiring in your favor. So let's talk about some action items, anchoring yourself in phase 5. To stay grounded in this phase, there are 4 things that I invite you to consider. 1, notice grace. Give gratitude and pause when synchronicities happen. And really acknowledge them as signs of alignment. That's number 1. 2, express gratitude. Journal, say it aloud. I do this thing where I squeeze my left earlobe, don't know where I got it from, and then I touch my heart. Thank you for that success. I'd like to experience more successes like that in the future. Please make that happen in ways that are for the highest good of me and of all involved. You don't have to remember that whole phrase. You could just say, thank you. I notice you. Because gratitude magnifies what's working. Say it aloud, anchor the feeling in your body. 3, clear blocks. Clear the unconscious resistance, the doubt, the fear, the worry. Ask yourself, what's the lesson here? Then retrain your body to respond to the command of your mind, not to your history. And this is really big, because we can follow things like law of attraction. We could be doing Dr. Joe Dispenza meditations every day. But if we've got blocks, if we've got resistance, it's going to come up and subvert our success. In the moment when we get stressed, the blocks will give us a suggestion without our conscious awareness, and it could take us off track. So 4, stay engaged. Always have an intention, a project, an objective in motion. It keeps you focused, and interestingly, it can keep you immune to distractions that can pull you back into phase 2. Always be working on something. Work's not the right word. Always be passionate about something. So these action items, anchoring yourself in phase 5. 1, notice grace. 2, express gratitude. 3, clear blocks. 4, stay engaged. So reflection question for you. What's one small step you can take today to invite more ease and flow into your life? Now that's a big question. I don't even get an answer for that. Let's rephrase the question. What's one small step today that will take yourself off the hook of pressure and forcing? What's one small thing you can do to stop pressuring and forcing something that you want? How can you get off the gas pedal just a little bit and allow the universe to help you? Maybe that's a better question. Okay, closing thoughts. This is how you rewire your reality. You start trusting in life, trusting the process, the journey, and taking action only from alignment. And if you don't take action from alignment, you pay attention, you retrench. The more you practice, the more phase 5 becomes your default state, which is why I love the programs that I teach. Even as basic as mindful manifesting or as advanced as the highest potential program, it's giving you structure, it's giving you strategy, it's giving you a system, and you can kind of be asleep at the wheel. You know that things are unfolding for your highest and best good and for all involved. So final question, where in your life are you already experiencing phase 5? Where are you trusting and in that present moment manifestation zone? And how can you invite more of this ease and flow into other areas of your life? All right. So as we wrap up, remember, as you confirm yourself, you chart your own path to success. Remember, phase 1 is episode 180. Phase 2 is episode 181. Phase 3 is episode 182. Phase 4 is episode 184. And this is our final phase. Thank you so much if you've been listening to these. I'd be so grateful if you'd share them. Share them with a friend if you found them valuable. Maybe share it on Instagram or the socials and share the episode. I really appreciate being in your ears right now and you listening to me, sending you off with so much love. And let's all get into that present moment manifestation zone. Can you imagine how awesome the world would be if people were feeling good all the time? Oh, that'd be so good. All right, bye for now.